At this point, you might be saying to yourself, Kate, are you just going to the spooky places around Western New York and making people tell you ghost stories? 100% I am, and I'm at the Naval Park today here with Paul. And Paul, this is one of those places that is such a treasure for Buffalo, but it also has such a history that lends itself to those kind of stories.
It sure does, Kate. So this ship behind me is the historic USS The Sullivans. She was named after the 5 Sullivan boys who very sadly perished on 13 November 1942 while serving on the USS Juno. The ship went down. It was a very tragic story in which all 5 boys perished.
I'm fascinated because in terms of the ship itself, they don't have a connection to it other than name, but you like to think of them as sort of the guardian angels.
They are our guardian angels. So obviously you're probably familiar with the fact that she's had some hull repairs that needed to be done, and we've asked the 5 Sullivan boys as our guardian angels to see if they could help us raise the money, and they've done a tremendous job.
So we're in the mess, which is an active area, Joel, here, and it's interesting to hear what's happened here, but also the fact that even though it can be scary to the living humans, that there's a sort of a lightness to the energy here.
Yeah, so you'd say, why might there be energy aboard the ships? The thing that's very unique about Navy ships is that the men and women that serve here have a unique bond. It's believed that when sailors pass, not only in bad times, but also in good times, they come back to where they had a great time. 4 years hanging out with other people, brothers, colleagues, and so forth, and that's what this ship is. So maybe they're coming back to experience that. A lot of times the things that are experienced here are conversations. People hear voices, disembodied voices, laughter. So it's not always dark.
And some of them are just still at work.
Yes, absolutely. So some of the things that ghost hunters have experienced aboard the ship, first of all, there's a lot of electronic problems. They'll be on a ghost hunt, they have brand new batteries in their camera, and as soon as they get aboard the ship, they'll turn on their devices and zzz, the batteries go down to nothing.
I should ask you really quickly if you've had any experiences.
Aboard this ship, I've only had one experience, and I was telling ghost stories, and it was at night. We're the only folks aboard the ship, and all of a sudden, the internal speakers started crackling with energy. There's no reason for those to be active at that hour, and it was very, very scary because we had the lights off and we were telling stories, and then I think someone wanted to make themselves be known.
They wanted to weigh in on your story.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So it was scary to me.
And with that, the light goes out on the camera, so there you have it right there.
Yes, as I mentioned, 75% of the times that I try to operate electronic equipment aboard this ship, something malfunctions.
It's so fascinating to hear all of the little tales, and I know people are going to be interested to come and hear them for themselves. So how do people, if they want to do a tour, how do they do that?
All right, just look up Buffalo History Tours. We have history tours aboard the ships, ghost tours aboard the ship, for Thursday, Friday, 2 on Saturday. So come on down. It's lots of fun.
And I could sit here all day and listen to more stories from you. We so appreciate it. Thank you, and thanks everybody for watching. I'm Kate Welsh for Be Well, Stay Well. See you next time.